Hi everyone, Coach Eli here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another inspiring message to put out. Hopefully this will help you folks better your relationships with people, whether it involves your family, your friends, or your special loved one, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, your kids, etc. Right? Okay. And the topic is we live in a modern world that lacks communication. One more time. We live in a modern world that lacks communication. One of the single most important aspects of life is communicating. Without communication, there's nothing. Without communication, we would just be like animals, right? And even animals communicate. They have nonverbal communication, or they can bark and make little noises, but they don't speak like us humans do. But us humans, we communicate through the way we speak, right? And it's how we speak and how often we speak, when to speak and when to listen, right? You have to have a good balance of two-way communication, especially when you're, dating somebody or you're married with someone, right? This is where I see the biggest lack of communication is the modern dating world. And it all starts from these dating sites and dating apps that we use nowadays. And I've kind of touched up on this in some other videos, but I really want to hone in on it here today and get you guys and gals to understand that, the reason why you're lacking success with online dating apps, or just dating in general is because of a lack of communication. Both men and women are guilty of this. And a lot of guys say, well, yeah, I try to communicate with the woman, but she just gets back to me and gives me 1 or 2 word responses, and, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, you're not actually doing anything wrong. She's just not communicating with you because she's probably talking to a bunch of other guys that she feels a higher interest in. And, you have to learn to understand that if someone is lacking communication, they're just not interested or as interested, right? So you don't want to focus your time on those types of people, right? Okay. But, this is another thing I see in the dating world. Let's say that a man and a woman connect. The woman's really into the guy's really into the woman, and the woman is very communicative and open with her feelings and expresses herself, but the guy is like a cold fish. He thinks, okay, I'm just going to listen to my lady, and we're just going to hang out and, do some dinners and have some sex. And I've already got her. So, I don't have to, say too much, right? No, that's the furthest thing from the truth. Communication is one of the most important aspects of keeping that relationship together, right? And you had to at least initially communicate well enough to be able to get the date and to be able to be intimate with her that first time you're intimate with her and do whatever. So what happens after that point? Why stop communicating, right? I see that happen with many guys. You have to communicate frequently, and you have to know how to communicate with people. You have to know when to talk and when to listen. You have to balance it out. If you're a cold fish, all of a sudden, what do you think is going to happen? The other side's gonna start to wonder what's wrong, and eventually they're just going to move on. And then you're going to be like, what happened? We were hanging out, having good sex. We were, going to dinners and stuff, but, she's ghosted me. She's not talking with me anymore. That's because you, in essence, ghosted her while you were with her, because you wouldn't even talk with her as much, or you weren't open to talking as much. You got to keep an open mind and an open heart when you're talking with women, guys. So, that is one aspect of, communication. And like I said, when I was on the dating scene, I'm with someone now, but when I was on the dating scene and, I'd put out my profiles, good pictures, I'd write as much as I could, depending on the site and whatever they would allow. And, I got a lot of responses, but I will tell you, 9 out of 10 responses I would get from women back in those days were simple 1-word answers like, hi. okay? Or, if it was on a site like Bumble, you can actually put out some pre-filled questionnaires, right? With multiple choice, right? Or you can send someone a Giphy or whatever they call it, right? Those animated pictures, right? Whenever I would get a woman that would approach me with a Giphy or something that was a canned response, pre-filled from the site, that's telling me that in their eyes, I wasn't worthy enough of getting a, "Hi Eli, my name is," let's just say Jane for example purposes. "Hi Eli, my name is Jane. It's great to connect with you out here on Bumble. You have a nice profile and I'd love to get to know you. How's your day going?" That's the proper way to communicate. Guys, if you're not getting that type of communication out of the gate from the first message when you're trying to connect with a woman online, then she's not communicating properly with you, and it's not because more than likely she's not capable of communicating properly with you. Anybody can. She's just choosing to not communicate with you fully because she's probably invested elsewhere. And at that point, what would I do in those situations? I would just, not even respond, and I would just block those profiles and move on. It's not worth my time, because communication to me, even as a man, and it should be the same way for all you guys out there, communication as a man is extremely important for me. And it should be for you guys as well, which is what I'm trying to say. So, that's the problem I'm seeing nowadays. We live in a very fast-paced world. We've got these, smartphones attached to our hips. I'm actually recording this video from my iPhone 12 Pro Max. These phones are communication central. They've overtaken our brains and our minds, and you shouldn't let the phones do that to you. I don't let my phone consume me. I use my phone when necessary to make certain aspects of my life a little bit easier. But when it all boils down to, is that it's what you do off the phone, how you communicate off the phone. Another example, okay, when you're talking with a woman and you're texting back and forth, sometimes the woman or the man wants to text for a while, right? They don't want to, talk by phone. You got to take it to the phone as quickly as possible, because that's where you're going to see how well the both of you communicate. I've had women in the past say, I don't like talking on the phone. I just want to meet in person and see where it goes from there. And whenever I would get that, I got that quite often, I would just block them and move on. It's a waste of time. It's telling me that they lack communication skills. And even if they were attracted to me when we would hang out, they wouldn't be able to carry a conversation to mentally and emotionally stimulate me beyond their beautiful looks. There's so much more to life than just looks. Trust me, because looks, they'll initially get you in the door, whether you're a man or a woman, but they're not going to keep you there. What's going to keep you there is a constant flow of two-way communication. So that way you can mentally challenge each other and stimulate each other, right? And then emotionally bond together, which will make your intimacy, your sexual intimacy, that much better. I will tell you guys and gals this before I wrap up this video here, okay? Intimacy, sex is so much better when you are mentally stimulated by your partner and you emotionally bond with your partner. I'm telling you, folks, don't believe me? Try it out. Try getting to know someone in a genuine way. Communicate better. Don't give 1 or 2 word responses if you're really into someone. If you're really into someone, ladies or guys, write something out. Now, don't overdo it, but write enough. "Hi, Jane, this is Rick. It's a great pleasure to meet you here. How's your day going? And what are you seeking, on this app or, this dating site?" And they might say, "Hey, I'm looking for a relationship. How about you?" "Well, I'm seeking the same thing. It would be nice to get to know you better and have a real conversation with you. If you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you in a bit to arrange a call later tonight or sometime this week when you're free to talk," right? And then boom, you have a nice conversation. The communication goes well, and the woman is not rushing you off the phone, and you feel the excitement from her, and she feels the excitement from you, and you feel like you're bonding and gelling naturally. Then you set up a time to meet as quickly as possible after that, and then you see if the chemistry's there in person and go from there. And that's pretty much it. Okay? So communication is one of the key elements to, making any friendship or relationship, happen, right? Okay? This also holds true in the business world for entrepreneurs, or, if you're working for a corporation, and you're a manager. Communication with your employees, very, very important. If you lack communication skills, or you're not a great communicator, okay, you're not going to be able to convey the message to your subordinates to get the work done. Then what's going to happen? Your higher manager is going to get on your case and say, hey, Rick or Eli or whoever the manager is, your numbers are down. Your team is not as productive. What's really going on? Well, I tell them to do their work, but they're not doing it, right? No, you're not communicating enough, and you're not holding them accountable, which is another thing. We're going to talk about accountability in a different video at some point down the road. But folks, we got to learn and do a better job of communicating in this modern world. The reason why people are not getting anywhere, or it's taking people longer to get somewhere, whether it's dating or business, right? It's because we're trying to shortcut things. We're not, being communicative. A lot of times when I talk with people, regardless of who it is, in the past, the online dating world, through a dating site or dating app, it could be my family, it could be any one of my friends. And I'll ask them something, and then they'll respond in a brief and vague way. And at that point, I'm like, well, it seems like they're, kind of trying to avoid the question, right? Or answering the roundabout way. And what I will say is, can you please be more specific? More specific, please. I'll tell you this. I'm a great communicator. And one of my most used phrases in this modern world is more specific, please, right? And if you folks used to watch the show Jeopardy, that used to be hosted by the late Alex Trebek, right? Whenever one of the contestants answered the question partially, but not completely, more in a vague way, Alex would say, more specifically, you'd hear that, more specific, please, right? Be more specific. Maybe that's another topic I'll do at some point. Be more specific with people. Be direct, decisive, and in order to be direct, decisive, you've got to be specific and get to the point. And it's going to change your life. You're going to start to communicate and bond with people more, whether it's friendships, dating relationships, or business partnerships. So with that being said, I hope you all learned something new here today. Another video is coming to this channel soon. Please like, share, subscribe, bang, 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 bang the bell. Select the notifications because I have a lot more content coming to this channel. I've been more so focusing on the pre-recorded videos lately. Haven't been doing as many live streams, but we'll get to those again at some point down the road. If you have any topic suggestions or requests, please go below in the description and email me at Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com, and I will tackle your request as soon as possible. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.